I really can't believe it was almost 2 years ago that I had Taylor Jackson come along and second shoot a wedding with me down in Orlando. In between moments where we were both working, he was able to film a ton of behind the scenes footage of me doing my thing. And a few weeks after that, he shared the video on his YouTube channel, and it did very, very well. Over the years, I've been replying to hundreds of comments and questions about that video, but since a substantial amount of time has passed, I asked Taylor if he would mind me sharing the video on my channel, because I'm going to start to embed it on my website and send it as a client resource for people that are inquiring with me to just have a better idea about exactly how I approach the wedding day. And not a lot has changed in my approach between when this was made and what I do now. Some of my equipment and bags and stuff might have evolved, but it's not like I entirely reinvent how I approach segments of a wedding day from one year to the next. So if you haven't yet watched this, I highly recommend you sit down and watch the full thing, but I'll also be able to answer any questions in the comments. I hope you get a lot out of it, and as always, thank you so much for your attention.
How important is Taco Bell before a wedding day?
It's pretty critical.
Is it the most important piece of your workflow?
I think it is. Stretching and Taco Bell, but stretching is really just to get my body ready for the Taco Bell.
Oh, that's nice. Good symmetry.
I usually start getting ready stuff. Obviously the R3, I have two of them, but more recently I've been using the 50 1.8.
Little boy.
A little less intimidating.
You got the big 50 and little 50.
Yeah. I'll switch to the 51.2 when I start photographing more people consistently. But for details, this has the benefit of much closer focus and super lightweight, so it's not as scary. Yeah, I usually try, if not when after I've said hi and like introduce myself, then if I'm early enough, at some point, just step out and get like establishing shots of absolutely everything in the environment. But it's a good reason to leave if it's an awkward introduction. If there's like stress or something with getting ready, be like, you know what, I'm gonna go take some pictures of the outside. I like this mailbox though. Very Wes Anderson.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Fine. Hello.
I'm Sam, this is Taylor.
Hey. Nice to meet you.
You too.
He's in from Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I like all the wedding details.
So, yeah, we're here for, I guess, an hour and a half, 2:30. We're going to meet the girls at my house, and then we're all going over from there.
Perfect.
I think you probably already knew all that already. So.
I was just going to confirm that was still the plan, but
Yep.
are you guys all taking one shuttle or something?
Yeah, the shuttle's going to just take the whole bridal party there and back.
Awesome. Perfect, perfect. Hi. And since everybody's mostly ready, we can probably do some group pictures here if you want.
I think that'd be great.
Is there a backyard that I can check
Yeah,
out
there's
just
a
to
big
see?
backyard.
Okay, cool. Let me take a look.
What do you look for in locations like
Just little pockets of shade with a decent background. With the 51.2, you don't have to worry too much about things like chairs and trash because you can just blow it out in bokeh. But the key thing is getting the light in the right direction. The sun is really directly overhead. Might get lucky with a cloud if that's the case, especially when he's out here by himself maybe. You know, I could like frame up a cool portrait or something with some more options, but it depends on how long the cloud stays. That was what, 30 seconds of soft light? So sometimes you can react quickly and like throw it all together, but in general, if we were doing a series of like him, like the groomsmen, or the groom with each guy one at a time, I'd want a consistent, predictable, shaded area, just like this. So I like this tree, it's cool. If you're all ready, can I take you out for some photos? So yeah, I'll start with just some of you, and then we'll bring everybody out for some groups. Can I get you actually over here? I'm gonna shoot through these little holes. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're jumping right in with some weird creative stuff. Yes, that'd be awesome. Can you say exactly like that, but turn and look like way over your shoulder in that direction? Yeah, exactly. Hold that. Perfect. Let me get the rest of the guys, and we'll probably actually, there's a big tree over there and more consistent light. While we're kind of getting everybody, can we just get one at a time with Tristan? Sure. Whoever wants to go. No pressure. Yeah, just each of you. Very nice. How do you want your sleeve is kind of caught underneath?
Great, good news.
I think I had one of those for a little while. Is that like it monitors your heart rate?
You don't have it still?
No, I got kind of tired of wearing it.
Oh!
Yeah, it's a little. That's perfect. Thanks.
It's good to have a opposing opinion on that. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I want to do a group shot. Can you stand here? Just pick a side, and I will rearrange you if the heights are weird. Button your top buttons. Make sure everybody's ties are good. All right, so if you guys can turn a little in toward him, that'd be good. And then same here. And we'll go hands in pockets to start. Awesome. Hold that. Perfect. All right, hold that. Good. You can, yes, of course you can smile. No. All right, beautiful, guys. That's it. That's awesome. So you can go back into the AC. But I do want to take one. Actually, let's you and I go ahead of everyone because I want to do one in the room. It's a little emptier. But you guys are done. Thanks so much. All right. You can stand right here facing the door. And just kind of look over that direction real quick if you want. Oh, just your face. Yeah, just your eyes. Kind of.
Oh, look.
Yep. We're having a real moment here between you guys. Perfect. I love it. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're good on photos, so you just hang out.
Okay. Great.
Keep shooting around you guys. Are there any other like details here related to the wedding day?
If we could, I would love for me and Christina to get a picture with our dog.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's not going to be at the wedding.
Oh my God.
We're just going to leave him home. So that would be fun.
100%. Cool, man.
So we'll see you guys there.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Pretty standard?
Pretty standard. Especially with the guys, it's like almost, normally I would say the groom has like his pants on and maybe an undershirt, and it's a little more of a process of dressing, but I got a few shots of him putting on his overall jacket and then just some individual portraits. It's all good. If nothing else, if they're mostly dressed and ready, it leaves more time for kind of creative portraits, which is always nice.
What's a good timeline for wedding day? Do you have input in the timeline?
I mean, ideally, I kind of just mention for clients, especially during our first meeting, to think about some time set aside within an hour of sunset to do some photos, but we don't have to do anything else around sunset if they don't want to. It's a faster, more efficient, easier time, so we can knock out basically the same number of photos, and you could do 100 photos in 15 minutes at sunset or 100 photos in 45 minutes middle of the day. Like that's the trade-off, is like speed and efficiency. I really don't like to have too much hands-on control because I don't want every wedding I shoot to be the same. I like, those little points of friction or frustration. It's like, oh man, I really could have had 10 minutes more here, or like that went faster than I thought. Now we have an unexpected amount of time. Like I love that variation, selfishly. As long as I don't see anything in the questionnaire that I send, or if the planner sends a timeline, if I don't see anything that's totally weird. This wedding we have about a full hour of couples portraits and wedding party. I'm guessing because it's so hot, we'll take breaks in between if we're not feeling too much of a time crunch. Or we'll just completely wrap up early and let them just relax. So, yeah. No, I brought my 85, my 14, and for some reason my 135, which I really didn't need. My 85 usually covers it. And then I brought the most distorted lens on the planet, the 16 RF, which I should probably just throw away. Just got a text from the bride. It's literally the minute of. Or maybe it's the planner, I don't know. So let's go say hi, and then we'll come out and do some exterior shots with the weed whacker. Hi, what's up? Hi.
Hello.
Thank you.
This is my dog.
Yeah,
It's a little yappy.
it's all good. Let's see, do you have your dress set aside anywhere, or any other
Yeah, do
kind
you
of
want me to
details?
start it off?
I can just take photos of it if you want, but
I don't know. I've never done this.
yeah. It's all good. I think mine's fine. Yeah. There's a hanger. I'm just gonna get a picture of the front of the house. Hopefully he doesn't freak out again. So I do shoot most everything at 1.4 or 1.2. The exception would be like group photos where there's multiple layers of people. and it's like a really set up, like formal group photo, then I will stop down, usually f2, 2.8 at the most. But if you're shooting wide enough and far enough from your subject, the plane of focus is actually quite wide. I like it. Yes, it's me again. Hello. Perfect. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, we'll pop it outside real quick.
Okay, perfect.
Nice. I once had a second shooter that literally brought his own entire stand solely for the purpose of being able to hang the dress wherever he wanted. But it made no sense because it was black and ugly, and it would be weird to have a dress just floating in the air. Like that's where he would just like set it up anywhere. It's like you want it hanging somewhere human and like natural, so it's a little less ghostly and like, you know, like floating torso or something. All done. Cool. I'll just put this back on that door. If that's cool.
I like watching you walk around in the yard.
Yeah, I was trying to be very careful.
You're in terror.
I'm just pretending he's like announcing you to the room. Did you all fit in there? No, no way. I was like, I was kind of excited to see everyone just sandwiched, stacked. Good timing. She's like ready. Everyone just finished getting ready. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. I'm in a spot. Don't get near the dog toys. All right, Otto, let's do this. This is your moment.
Let's go, baby.
You've been hyping it up big time.
Yeah, based on everything else with that shuttle service, it's kind of shocking, but...
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Ooh, nice. All right, Otto, there we go. There it is. Oh,
Good job.
looks so happy. All right, you two, cuddle up a little closer, just like that. That's good. You can look at each other too. That's fine. Just right there. Perfect. Good. Beautiful. I love it when people use their own homes because I can take photos of things that they otherwise would never have nice pictures of, more than likely. A few minutes of getting ready, a couple quick portraits of the couple in their own backyard, and a few pictures with their dog. So always a fan of dog photos. Although I'm glad no more of the dog. He didn't like me. It's the big, dark, all-seeing eye. So stressful for a little pup. Now we're heading to the venue. Probably pre-scout 1 or 2 options for some shaded group photos because we have about an hour to fill. I'll probably knock out all the group photos first so we can kind of dismiss the wedding party and then roll right into some creative couples portraits with the rest of our time. All right, got some ideas, but I do want to see what the deal is over there. Where do you think the ceremony is? I don't know. This little yard? Yeah, here it is. Perfect. Clearly. So, you know, places like this I feel like can also be a little overwhelming in terms of so many options that you get like decision paralysis. Is that the right? There's like a phrase for it, where it's like, oh, you could use that door. So I really try and lean into getting rid of any like cool detail or backdrop that looks cool and focus on like where's the light the absolute best first. And that may not be the most interesting backdrop, but it's like a good way to just start focusing and whittling down the options. I always try and go through a bit. This is the only sort of template I follow for any given wedding. If there's a group, wedding party group, bride with her side, and then bride with each person in her group, one at a time, so that everybody feels like they have like their moment. And then same with the groom side, because it alleviates a lot of the let's do a fun one, and like a lot of the focus from being on those people. They have their moment and you can kind of move on. This is really crazy cool. Okay, but this is a false. We need to wait for it to be sunny again. All right, well, I'm going to try and get the wedding party, make sure the guys have their boutonnieres, and then bring them out. They're doing a photo?
They're choreographing. You don't want your hands too high. Okay. You don't want your hands too high.
I don't?
You want your hands higher up. There you go.
Isn't it good to have friends?
There you go.
And then,
All right.
is that you?
That looks good.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember, the ring right here. We want everybody to see that.
Right.
This is a pretty funny photo, actually. I'm a big fan. Yeah, guys, boutonnieres.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Should we get them going so we can use them for the photos now?
He's wearing like the bright clothes. Oh, you put it in the same shirt.
No.
Awesome. Cool.
We're not.
All right, this side, can you step forward just a little? That side back, just a little. Perfect. And then kind of keep all your flowers on the same level. Perfect. All right, before we get too far in, just check each other out, make sure everybody's looking good. Look at me. And then can you come really close to me, just by yourself? Yeah. Yep, out in front, keep on coming. There we go, that's good, that's good. No pressure. Okay, cool. And then I want to do one more backdrop, so everybody come on over here. Nice, guys. All right, big smiles right here. Perfect. Hold that. All right, everyone can see this? Definitely, I can see everyone. This is perfect. They're leaning really, really, really close. Beautiful, guys. Yep. Yep. All right, lean in a little closer. Yep, yep, just like that. Almost like you're gonna kiss, but not quite. Just like really close. Yep, 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 perfect. Hold that. And just kind of eyes at each other, leaning in really, really, really close. Yes, yes, hold that. And then bring your foreheads together like that if you can, really close. One of the most underrated and critical features for me in any camera, it's one of the main reasons I could never switch to Sony, and I don't know if they've improved it, is having a quick button for in-camera cropping. Because I mostly shoot primes, I have the front ring finger button set to crop in 1.6 times, so it effectively turns it into an 85 millimeter. You do lose doesn't look exactly like an 85 in terms of the depth of field, but the framing is an instant 85. For the bride's entrance, normally, sometimes everyone, I'll shoot left hand 24 millimeter like this, and then right hand 50. So as they get really close to me, you might see it on camera. I'll lift this up and just snap a few, switching autofocus to be tracking the entire scene, looking for faces. So literally, and then oftentimes I'll do the first kiss the same way. One wide lens with my left hand, upside down like this, and one like that, so I can get two perspectives by myself. So really grateful they'll be walking in backlit. And then just gonna have to be hopeful that once they're standing up there, it won't be too dappled with the lighting. If it is, oftentimes I'm stuck in the situation of really being hyper aware of when people turn their head. Because with dappled light, sometimes they're just in and out by inches of being evenly lit or not. And you just have to be hyper aware. was fun. Let's get some hugs. Really, that was perfect timing for both the kiss and their exit, right? That was really nice. One thing worth talking about, I never think about this till I'm in the moment, but generally, especially if I'm shooting without a zoom and people are walking down the aisle toward me at the beginning of the ceremony, I start landscape orientation and then switch to vertical as they get closer, because you get more headroom with their feet, as humans are generally vertical. Nobody's rolled down the aisle yet on their side, so it makes so much more sense to start vertical and then start horizontal, go vertical as people get close to you. Something I try and do for each person as they get closer to me down the aisle. On the exit, it's whatever I want. I normally just stay horizontal the entire time. Maybe I'll go vertical if the couple gets past me and I want to get it behind the back shot of them walking away. Then maybe I'll go vertical, but it's generally how I roll if I don't have a zoom lens. So. Nice easy backdrop. It's comfortable for people to stand. Some options for it to get super wide if it absolutely has to. Because there's nothing worse than being in a spot and then having to move everybody to a different spot if there's not enough room. And a little bit more, keep going, do. One more big one back. Beautiful, guys, hold that. Alrighty, perfect. Ah, so nice. And great, cool, thanks. All right, maybe step into her really, really close. And can you keep looking down in his direction? That was beautiful. Love that, guys. And you can look at her, kind of nuzzling close. Yep, hi. Perfect, guys, hold that. Hold that, get a little closer. Way okay. Perfect. So, cocktail hour approach is generally weaving in and out in small chunks of time, like 5 minutes. I don't go out of my way to tell people to look and smile for pictures, although those do happen. I wait until it's asked of me, which is totally fine. But you kind of need to naturally wait for, think of the group of people as an organism, and occasionally it will rearrange itself as people wander from conversation to conversation. So I just shoot for 5 minutes, come back in 10 minutes, shoot for 5, stuff like that, just to kind of feel out different groups of people. But my priority is eventually, toward the second half of cocktail hour, we're going to change to details of the ceremony, the reception spot, as that is finished, especially if candles are lit. Depending, but I'm still pretty comfortable.
It's the one body switch?
I'm not too tired yet, but generally I'll start paring back my equipment to be more and more comfortable as the night goes on and things get more candid and I have a little more flexibility with reaction time. Yeah, I'm thinking once it's dark enough that string lights are really popping, we'll do some photos here with them for sure. Oh, looks great. This will be easy mode with flash, and they actually did put string lights up, so that's cool. One key thing to keep in mind is equipment spots to keep your crap so that it's out of the way and not visual clutter. A lot of photographers and videographers, maybe even worse because they just have more equipment, will kind of pile their stuff wherever is most convenient, which makes sense, but as long as it's not, I try and basically find something to hide my crap behind or leverage sort of the DJ area because they already have a lot of stuff anyway, but just make sure you're mindful of that.
What's your major here?
Details, deceptively tricky. It's hard to even describe what is off about them except that you really got to pay attention to composition, leading lines, just drawing your eye to, essentially the bouquet or whatever. Anything that looks like it was possibly at all handmade or hand printed or hand anything, I'm going to photograph it to death. Normally I'll use my 50 per usual, but maybe a couple wide shots, especially if I can, with the room entirely empty, the 24 mil or something, just totally empty. If I can't get it empty, sometimes I'll find a spot to sit my camera and do like a 30-second exposure, so people's natural movement in the room will just turn them into blurry nothingness. But that's if I'm really trying hard. DJ lights like this, especially things that are like really pinpoint bright LEDs, I'll ask the DJ. Usually they're good about not having those on for any like formal dances, but I'll keep an eye out on that, and never have I had somebody have an issue with me saying to turn them off and wait until it's just open dancing to let those things fly. So we'll see what happens, but red alert for that. So this is the Nexto DI. You can easily pop in whatever hard drive you want and do on-site backup. 2 cards at once, SD. Also takes a CF and a micro SD. But what's really cool about it is it will auto-detect. So what's already copied, it will not duplicate again. So if you pop in a card, take it back out, shoot more on that card, then pop it back in, it won't overwrite and have to start from 0. It can actually, it's smart enough to see the same file names and only add, unless you choose the option to overwrite in an entirely new folder. It's really great, and then you can just mount it directly to your computer as an external hard drive and copy them off if you want, but a solid state, so no moving parts. It's good. A little expensive though. Reception time. Well, actually, we just finished a lovely meal. That was great. We got to eat first. A little awkward being the first in line at the buffet, but the planner forced us, so I'm not going to fight that hard. Once we are through any formalities of the reception, and it's like basically just open dancing with groups of people on the dance floor, I throw these guys in. I got them painted custom from a website called colorware.com. So it's super, super high quality, but it's a pair of AirPod Pros, and these guys with the active noise cancellation, it's enough of a attenuation, I think it's about 25-30 decibels, that it legitimately helps protect your hearing. But because it's Apple AirPods with Bluetooth and I have an Apple Watch and an iPhone, I can just queue up my own wedding playlist, which consists of hardcore metal, and mostly hardcore metal. Personal favorite is Veil of Maya, really great band. But what happens is I'm listening to metal the entire reception as all the wedding guests are dancing to the YMCA or like whatever generic music that I just can't listen to ever again for, you know, the 1000th time in my life. And occasionally it'll overlap with what I'm listening to, with what they're dancing to, and it looks like they're throwing down to, you know, this amazing metal. And it just makes me smile. It makes it so much more fun. And because they are AirPods, you can also quickly pinch them and turn off the noise canceling if somebody like starts to talk to me or needs to get me for some reason without having to pop them out entirely. Although that's easy too. I can converse with somebody if I need to real quick. And this is a long explanation for such a simple idea, but you really are tuned in visually to what's occurring. You're much more careful with where, at least I am, with how I back up, because I have no auditory cues about anything. I'm so visually tuned in. I actually think it improves my reaction time to all the moments around me. So big proponent of these. Give it a try. So, you know, with the golden hour here, I'm not sure it's going to be super crispy, beautiful light. We might get some pretty cool colors, but the sun is already below the tree line where we're at. So it's just going to be soft, diffused light, which is, you know, pretty much the exact opposite of what we had earlier today. And even if we did the exact same routes, I think I could photograph them in very different ways. But with toast specifically, I become hyper aware of people's mouth shapes as they are saying certain words. So my goal is to get the most flattering expression of their lips, no tongue, no blinking, and no like, you know, open mouths. That's really all I'm looking for. Any like crazy random laughs, especially from guests, people other than the couple. That's really key. A lot of people over fixate on the couple. It's like, yeah, you want to get the couple, but you really want to focus, I think, a lot of time on the reaction of all the guests, because that's the couple wants to see everyone else. So these are all things I try and kind of lean into for all this reception type stuff, especially as the couple goes around to various tables. they're gonna be done eating first. This couple's done right now. And as they make their way, just doing grip and grins or, you know, saying hi to random tables, I wanna make sure getting the people they're saying hi to as the primary focus. This little guy, it's the Canon EL100 speed light. Takes 2 AA batteries, so it's not super powerful, and the recycle time is fairly limited compared to most flashes. But when you are in a mostly white area, like a white tent, even with particularly like tall ceilings, as long as it's pure white, this is all you really need for a bounce flash. Something to change this tiny little light source into a giant, beautiful softbox looking thing. You just bounce up over your shoulder. It's a little more complicated than that as far as balancing your sync settings and then the ambient light and all that. But at the end of the day, when it's just open dancing and I want to be a little more easygoing on my wrist and don't want to overdo it too much with dancing photos, this little guy is absolutely beautiful. The other thing to think about with my full-size flash is the center of gravity. So one of the reasons I like shooting with a gripped body is when I have a flash on top, the balance of the camera is really nice and even on my wrist. With a non-gripped body and a flash on top, it's really front heavy. And that's a problem, especially if you're shooting dance floors like this, which I tend to do, up and over people's heads with the articulating screen. It's so front heavy that it really puts a lot of strain on your wrist. So even if I have a non-gripped body, I will add the battery grip whenever I'm using a flash to get a nice center of gravity. It's more weight overall, but it's less tension on your wrist, at least mine. So yeah, we're just looking for any natural, so we're gonna take them out for some night photos. We'll probably just trend toward the beautiful venue that they have because there's string lights everywhere. But I do like to see if there's anything in the natural environment that I can use as a light, but I'm really loving this, and I think that light isn't gonna matter much. I'm just gonna shove them in there and lean into the really crazy lines and shapes that these make. Can you step in there real quick? One of the things I like to trend toward are more narrow areas, densely, like alleyways or something like plant life. The wider the lens I want to use, so it really accentuates the composition and kind of draws you in, especially if there's a lot of leading lines or whatever. And then can you hold her arm with your left hand? Yep. Awesome. There it is. Lean in really close. Yep. Nuzzle into it really close, guys. Hold that. Perfect. So good. Okay, can we do one more? I promise we'll be done after that. Okay. I know. I just don't like taking people away. Face each other.
Okay.
And put this right in between you. So back up just a little, Tina. Bring your waist in really close, and then hold this kind of here in your other hand. Yeah, exactly like that. Big side step closer to me, away from the wall. Yes. And then step into her just a little bit. So you're centered. Yes. Bring your waist in close and kind of nuzzle in. You don't have to kiss or anything, but just get really, really, really close. Oh, I love it. Hold that. Done. Awesome. So two things, adding on to what I've already talked about with Flash. Primarily I shoot bounce Flash. So many venues, it's so rare that I'll find a venue I can't bounce. Even outdoor venues, there's so many things you can bounce off of. Like if this were the ceiling over our venue, or our dance floor, I would literally be bouncing off of trees. It might lock me into a zone where I can't totally go anywhere that I want, but that's no different than shooting with flashes on stands where things really have sweet spots in zones where you're kind of locked into waiting for that moment. And with bounce flash and dancing, people are constantly rotating, so you can kind of wait for that. Thankfully here, it's a white dance floor, but we're faced with a different problem in that the dance floor is not super, super packed. So the more crazy and wild the dance is, the wider the lens that I shoot. All the way as wide as like a 14 millimeter, like insanely wide. Super close, in and out. But if it's a little more reserved or held back or whatever, I'll shoot longer and longer lenses to kind of create a more intimate, tight experience when it maybe isn't actually like that. So this one I'm feeling a little bit more of like a 50 millimeter vibe. 35 is probably my go-to catch-all for dancing, but I don't right now have a RF mount 35. Doesn't exist, so I'm just kind of waiting for that. I could use the adapted 35, but I really don't use 35 enough to bother. So yeah, I just want to note the lens choice with the reception makes a huge difference in just capturing the energy of the dance floor, finding ways to make it seem energetic even if maybe it's not that way the entire time. Thank you for joining me on this journey of a wedding day.
It was a journey.
It was a journey. We went through quite a lot of temperatures. This is easy mode, such an easy wedding. I'm actually really grateful that it was so simple, but I would say about half my weddings are like this, and then the other half are complete chaos where you can't even catch your breath and breathe. I like that variety. I never know what really I'm gonna get from one couple to the next. And yeah, appreciate Taylor, you coming along to help me capture all this behind the scenes insight. People can find my work mostly, primarily on Instagram, I'd say. It's where I'm most active. I am the Sam. It's my Instagram handle, or samhurdphotography.com. It's my website, and I have a YouTube channel. What do people say for YouTube?
I don't know.
Sam Hurd Photo. I think that's my YouTube
I'll put
handle.
links.
Put links. Or my Patreon. A lot of my behind the scenes footage is edited down and commentated over on Patreon. So like painstaking detail, especially more advanced, interesting techniques. It's really fun to kind of play pause through like certain snippets of a wedding day in yeah, small bites. So thanks everyone.
This is Sam Hurd's wedding stretch. Our microphones have died, so unfortunately Oh, wow. Oh, this is really cinematic, actually. Oh, that's nice. Good symmetry. Is this during the wedding stretch, or is this the wedding morning stretch?
This is right now.
This is right now?
Whenever I need it. Reception time. Seriously, it's magical for your back. Oh my God, it's so nice.